So VOUML is a free UML tool, and it can run in different operating systems like Windows, Linux, Mac OS X. And one important feature of VOUML is that it allows us to generate code in C++, Java, Python. So we can develop the diagrams, we can then create the code from those diagrams. We can also reverse engineer in the tool itself. So I'll quickly move to the first step, that is to install this tool. So I'm just sharing my screen. So this is the link that we all have. This is the link that we all have. Ashima ma'am has mailed everyone. So from there you can get this download link. So you can choose which operating system you want the tool for. So it has different operating system, Windows, then you can use Fedora, and so on. So just click on the link. For Windows, this is 7.9.1, the setup. So after installing this, it's a very simple procedure. Click finish and OK. And then the first thing that you will see. So an icon will be created, like you can see here, UML, VOUML. And the first thing that you will see on this when you start this, because I've already installed, so it is not showing. So I'm showing it from this YouTube video. The first thing it will ask is the own identifier. Means every user will have its own identifier. So you can choose a identifier from 2 to 127. So it's basically for multi-user purpose. Like I choose the same identifier, some another person, if he chooses something, maybe they can work on this project. So this option we have not explored yet, but it is an option for multi-users. So you have to choose an identifier from 2 to 127. Then this manual path is already created. So in this, it's choosing the identifier and selecting, like I'll type 2 and then OK. So it sets up a minimal environment for the VOUML. So this is the first step, and then the second step would be, like I'm opening here. So the first step, I chose the identifier. The next step is to go to miscellaneous and then set the environment. So I chose 4 for my identifier, and this is the manual path where I did the software. And the third thing that I have to set is the navigator. Navigator is basically the browser. In browser, the help section will open up. So I have to set up that browser for that. Otherwise, the help section won't open in the internal HTML. So here, you need to browse the browser in your desktop. Like I'll search where my chrome.exe is, or if I want to use some other like Mozilla or Internet Explorer, I will find the exe for those browsers, and then I can select the browser over here, and then OK. So
Ashmi ma'am,
yes, sir.
we are still seeing your YouTube screen.
Still seeing my YouTube screen.
Yes.
Okay.
Please switch to another screen.
Hello, Rashmeet. Please share the your current screen. I cannot see your current screen.
Share. Can you now?
Stop share this and again share your current screen.
Okay. I'm doing it again. Now can you see VOUML tool?
Yes. Now it's good.
Yeah. So in this tool, so the first step was to install and choose the identifier. I think we are clear over that. The next step was to find to use this miscellaneous tab and then set environment. So this is the second step. So in the second step, I have three things. Own identifier that I have already selected from 2 to 127. The second thing is the manual path. This you don't have to change it. This is the already created path because you have downloaded the file, so it will already be created. The third thing is the navigator. This is the navigator that I need for the selecting the browser. In which browser my help section will open up. So I am in the Chrome exe because I want the help section Chrome. That is why I will browse and search where my chrome.exe file is present. You can use any other browser like Firefox or Internet Explorer. You just have to browse for the exe files in that browser. Then click OK. So this was the part of the installation. So next is how to create a diagram. Now we have to create a new project. So use the tab project and then new, and then just create a new project. I'm naming it as project new. You don't have to select the type. Just save. This dialog box will open. Just click OK. So the project has been created. Now next thing is to create packages. So in every project you will create packages, and in packages you can create different views. So create a package. Suppose I name it as admin. This is the package. In this I will create a new class view. Because I want to create a class diagram, I will use here a class view. So new class view in this package. I will name this class view as C1. Okay. In this C1, again right click and then new class diagram. So I'll name the class diagram as anything you can name. Then double click over here. This tab will open. So this is the tab where we have all the items which we can use for creating the class. So from this I'm selecting add class. I click over here. Then just click over the blank screen. So I've clicked over the blank screen. Now name the class. Suppose I name it as teacher. So this class has been created. Similarly, if I want another class, another name, let's suppose coordinator. Okay. So now we have these two classes. For these classes, we can edit this class, right click and then edit class. In edit class, we have parameterize and properties. One thing that we can do here is we can select the languages. C from the languages tab. Languages, C++, Java, and Python. I've selected 3 languages so that whenever I create a code, it will, whenever I create a class, it will create a code for that language. Like I will show you. I'm going to create again so that I can show you the code. So here we are creating a new class, let's say T1, and then another class, let's say T1. When we check edit class, now you can see that there are options UML, parameterized, C++, Java, Python, because I selected those languages from the languages tab over there. So when I open C++, I can see the result after substitution. We can see that there is a class already created. Similarly, we can for Java. Similarly, for Python. The code is generated side by side. Now, if suppose I want to create a generalization, here it's a generalization, realization, dependencies. Suppose I want a relation of generalization from the teacher to the coordinator. Similarly, I can edit this relation. So I will see this UML part, then I can see C++, in Java code. These are the, and you can select the public, protected, private package, all the identifiers from here. You can also select, now suppose I want to change this generalization as a directional composition. I'm changing this. Now I have the option to select the multiplicity from here. 1, 0 to 1, 1 to start. So I can change the multiplicity from here also. So this is how different relations can be formed. Similarly, we can edit this class. We can add attribute to this class from here. Click and add attribute. The name of the attribute, suppose name. And this will open up. And here you can see the code also. This is the name for here. And you can select public, protected, private from here. Similarly, you can add from right click and then add operation. You can add operation like manage class. You can also select the value type, multiplicity, the parameters, exceptions, and all. So this was about the class diagram. You can see here I have given the attribute name and the operation manage class. It can be seen here with the minus and the plus sign for the operations and minus sign for the attributes. So secondly, we can also make a new use case diagram. So we should create a new use case view. I'm naming it as U1. And then we can create a new use case diagram. So we have other options also, new use case diagram, sequence, communication, class, object. All the diagrams can be created in this use case view. So if we want to create a use case diagram, here we are creating and naming it user. So next, when I double click it, there is another window. In this window, we can select the user, name of the user, and then again the same way we can select the operations. Similarly, we can create another operation. So it follows UML 2.0. That is why the notation is standardized. So I'm selecting the dependency here. And I can edit this by right click and then edit. In this relation, I can see, edit, I can see, and here I can choose stereotype, because in use case we use include and extend. So here in the stereotype, I can refer to any one of them, select any one of them, and that will be over here. So here we can see that the user, and it has the operation, the functions manage class and manage data. So similarly, we can create different diagrams in one package. So this is all about it. And then the last thing is the help thing. For exploring the other diagrams, we can use this help tab. In this help tab, as we set the browser as Chrome, so now we can open the help. So can you see this other screen, the Chrome screen?
No.
No? Okay, I'll stop share and I'll share again. So I just click on help, and then after that help, this manual opened up in my Chrome itself. So here you can see BOUML, its main introduction, and all the views, all the use case, class, component, deployment, all those kind of views are available here. And then we can find all the diagrams, use case diagram, then use case view, use case. These are examples, and browser menu. A very good help is given here. So we can refer the students for this also. All the diagrams are available. Here you can see state, activity, component, deployment. Similarly, here we have C++ generator and other code generator. All the things that there might be any queries for the students, they can go to this help section. So I think this is all about the BOUML tool.
Rashmit, does it support DFDs?
No, sir, DFD is not in this because it follows UML 2.0 and DFD is not in this.
So we need some tool for DFD diagrams also.
Yes, sir. I think we can refer some other tool like Glyphy or Lucidchart for DFDs.
You please explore those also. If you find option for DFD in whichever tool you find, will you just mail all of us. Glyphy, I think, is a paid software. For some time, it provides demo.
Right.
Rashmi, there is one question regarding this. I want to know how many are the diagrams which we can consider here. Likewise, one is class diagram because it should be common, so that we should refer the same tool for everybody. So one, we can consider the class diagram here. What else diagrams we can ask them to draw here on this tool?
Yes, as I've shown you the last section, the help section. You can see that there are different use case diagram, sequence diagram, activity diagram. I think it follows all the diagram. Only DFD is not available. All the other component, deployment, state chart, sequence.
Fine. So that means together, all as a general, we can follow all the diagrams and draw all the diagrams here, apart from DFDs.
Yes. Only
Okay.
DFD is not supported.
Okay, fine.
All the
Thank you so much.
are supported. Yes.
And second thing is how to generate the overall code of the project. Does it support any option?
Sir,
Because I did not find.
so that has to be explored because I've seen for diagrams, the class diagram in the code. And
Where you shown that code is coming up, then we have to copy, cut, paste kind of thing we have to perform.
so that has to be explored.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That is still to be explored with how we can neatly create the code that has to be explored.
Okay.
So, any other doubts or any other queries?
So we'll all will work on this tool and then we'll share our experience next week.
Yes, sir. Definitely. So we all have the for the download. So we can download from that. Okay. Any other queries? Okay, so
Thank you, Rasmi.
yes, Vijay. Hello. So, is there any other query? So I think we are clear about the tool. we can work upon it and explore more about all the diagrams that we can create over this tool. So thank you so much everyone for coming.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Rashmi.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rashmi.